I wanted to go ahead and do a winners and losers for the patch, since, you know, time has gone by. It's been a little over a week. We've seen a lot. There's even been a tournament, so I feel like now is a good time to actually go through this. So I've got the categories here. Big winner, you know, that one I feel is pretty obvious. This is just like character who just got, they just got the sun and the moon. They got everything, you know, they just came out of this looking beautiful. Buffed, the character is just obviously buffed. They're just better. They're notably better than what they were in the previous patch. Broke even, this is basically, you probably gained some stuff and lost some stuff, but ultimately not that much changed. And then stayed the same, basically, yeah, you stayed the same. And then lost, you got nerfed. You just straight up got nerfed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're nerfed. All right, so we understand the assignment. Let's go ahead and start breaking this down. Okay, 16. I think this one's pretty easy. 16 is definitely buffed. His changes are nice. They definitely do a lot for him. And then the sparking changes, I think, are literally insane. Like, 16 is already, like, really solid. But with, you know, his sparking changes and, like, the buffs he got, I just think that it's pretty clear that he's just an even better character now. Definitely one of the best anchors in the entire game now. I'm kind of tempted to put him in big winner, but I'll put him in buffed for now. I'll put him in buff for now. He's definitely, like, definitely really good. 17, I mean, this one's obvious. Like, so this was a character that everybody wanted to see nerfed. And not only did he not get nerfed, he got buffed to the moon. Like, they buffed every aspect of his character, which is insane. Like EX Power Blitz, EX Rekka, like, good God, he's everything, man. He's so, like, yeah, arguably, like, if it comes to, like, top 3 biggest winners, I would say he's easily in the top 3. It's just the fact that he got buffed that heavily is still insane. 18, I'm gonna say stayed the same, because while she did get a few buffs here and there, I don't feel like her gameplay changed at all. I feel like it's exactly the same. She's still just barrier shenanigans, 17 shenanigans. And I mean, and that's fine, because keep in mind, stayed the same doesn't mean that they're bad. I mean, she's already ridiculous, and she just remained that way. Like, yeah, the disc thing is cool. This thing is cool, so she does have better routes. But I still feel like her game plan and the way you play her is still, like, exactly the same, in my opinion. But yeah, the disc change is funny and cool. But I don't think she'll ever get anything as crazy as being able to do 17 barrier on the ground, which they didn't nerf, which a lot of people wanted them to nerf. They did not nerf. So, yeah. 21, same thing. I'm gonna say stayed the same. Her most notable buff was basically harmonics. You know, she can order up on her level 3, so it's like that was the biggest thing. But again, that's cool, but I don't feel like the way you play her is gonna change that much. I feel like she's still gonna kind of stay the same. Still good, still a solid character, still good projectiles, good buttons, all that stuff, good pressure. Just not really much changed. Bardock. I'm kind of tempted to put Bardock in Lost, just because, like, his buffs are kind of like whatever. Like, they buffed his lariat, but his lariat was already good. And yeah, they should have did something for, like, his ki blast. Like, make his ki blast faster and make him be able to, like, rapid fire it or something. I feel like his buffs are just not like what he actually needed. Like, they doubled down on like his lariat, and his lariat is already amazing, but it's just like, yeah, they made the Tyrant Punch faster, which is great. That's a really good buff. But again, I don't know, man. I feel like, yeah, when you compare him to everybody else, I think like in a vacuum, he's fine. But it's like when I look at this board, like almost everybody else got something really cool except for him. Like nothing that he got was really like cool, where it's like, dang, you know, that's awesome. Like faster gut punch is cool, but yeah, I think I'm gonna put him in Lost for now. Catman, man, I almost want to say, no, hold on. No, I am gonna say buffed. I'm gonna say buffed for him. Yeah, he's buffed because they buffed his orbs and they buffed the recovery on his DP, and they didn't nerf his level 3, which is crazy. He got to keep his level 3, got to keep his 2M, and got more buffs. He can do SS now. His orbs have more hit stun, and then his DP, which is already awkward to punish, recovers faster. So it's like, nah, he's buffed. The more I think about it, he's crazy. He's crazy. They're like, man, yeah, the cat, they just want him to be canon. That's all that is. Super Buddy, good God almighty. This character, Jesus Christ, like, this was one of those situations where they're just like, we're gonna give you the universe. We're just gonna give you everything now. It's like, we're so tired of people saying to buff you. We're gonna make it so that no one asks for a buff for you ever again. The auto combo change and the level 3 change are just absolutely ungodly broken, dude. Like, he has surpassed 17 and Baby as the meter king. 17 and Baby just wish they could be him now. Like, he is the meter god. If he is in install mode and he does his auto combo, he has infinite meter. And then his routing, his routes are like a year long. He hits you for 7,000 years. So the fact that he's just hitting you for that long and his meter's going up, and he can go in meter penalty and do LL or just do anything and get meter in meter penalty, that's broken, dude. That's actually broken. And it's like, I hope we don't, this is one of those things where it's like, I hope we don't come to regret this, because it could become toxic real quick. But I mean, I'm happy for the buddy players, but I just hope one day we don't all regret this. Z Bully, he stayed the same. He stayed the same. I'm not really sure what that raising barrier is supposed to do, but I mean, he's still the same thing. I mean, he's just a very aggressive character. He ignores the game. Bubble is still super toxic. You know, command grab, you know, anti-air command grab murders you, you know, all that stuff. 236H exists. 236H into death. I still think he's a very toxic character. LL still -2 on block, -2 on block for his LL. He's the same, and I still hate fighting him. It's still to this day. Oh man, my boy, yes sir. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say, but all I'm gonna say is body change. They gave him body change back, and that's enough. Like, they brought back body change, which I thought they would never do, and they buffed it. They buffed body change and gave it back, and they buffed his calls. He now gets better conversions on all of his Ginyu Force calls, which is amazing. So yeah, this is the best that Ginyu's ever been, ever. This is, you know, Ginyu Prime. This is his best iteration ever. It's crazy. Cell definitely broke even for sure. Definitely. They took away perfect attack, but if you're airborne, it's still basically the same. It still works as a jump scare, and then his stagger game got a lot stronger because of the universal S and H changes. So because of the way S and H works now, his staggers are even better, and then everything else about him still works the same. You know, his corner carry, his meter build, his routing, just his general pressure. And then again, perfect attack is not as ignorant as it was, but it's still gonna hit you. It's still gonna hit you from time to time. So I'm gonna say Cell broke even. Cooler is definitely buffed. He pretty much just got nothing but like good buffs for him, but I feel like a lot of Cooler players have said the biggest thing is the universal change. Like he's like a shining star of like why that universal change is so good. His like grounded stagger game is just insane now. Like him being able to break up all those extra buttons he has in like not being locked down and like you have to do, you know, 3H, 6H in this way. It's like, that's really crazy for him, man. Especially with like the amount of damage he can do. And then him being such a powerful anti-zoner, you know, has access to an OTG and a fast overhead that kills you. Yeah, I feel like Cooler is definitely in the buffed category. This is, again, I feel like this is like the best he's ever been. And then following up on that, Frieza, definitely buffed. His buffs, I think, are all very good. The 5H buff is great. The 2S buff is good. The disc buff is good, but you have to learn like all new routes, but all the new routes are good and fun. And then Golden basically being permanent is tight. Like they didn't outright give us permanent gold, but it's damn well close. Like if you add in tagging out and you add in, you know, getting a kill to reset the timer and then the sparking pause, basically you can say you can be gold forever, and that's a big win because his golden form is really, really, really strong, like ridiculously strong. It's kind of to the point where I feel like Frieza now, you really should just bring him in when you have 3 bars and go gold immediately, because now that like it's not even that unsafe to lose gold and then it's unlikely that you'll lose it anyway, I think Frieza's really out here. Like this, again, this is the best version of Frieza ever. Oh, and before I forget, yeah, they gave him back rocks into Vanish. So that's something I've missed ever since season 1. Like rocks into Vanish is so tight. I'm so glad they gave that back to him. Like they took that away in season 1. The season 1, they were like, no, this is too good. It's gone. Because you used to be able to do like in sparking rocks, empty Vanish into mix, which was tight. But yeah, he got it back, so you can do that again. So yeah, kind of like what I said about a lot of these characters, this is the best Frieza's ever been. Blue Gogeta, sheesh. I mean, very obviously buffed. They gave him back some meter, not all of it. He's only a 25% meter penalty character now. The H buff is crazy. The EX Rocket Kick buff is crazy. And then the 2L, I think, is insane. I almost kind of want to put him up here, honestly. We'll wait and see. I think for now, I'm just going to put him in buffed, because he's definitely buffed. But, like, I think that 2L being 7 frames is insane. That's, like, such a ridiculous buff for him. Gohan, adult, I'm going to say stayed the same. He is what he is. He's level 7, man. And that's just what he is. He did get some buffs, but again, I don't think his game plan has changed. Like, just like everyone else in this category, I think that the way you were playing him before the patch, you're still gonna play him that way. You're not gonna do anything different. Like he's still broken, he's still ridiculous. He just stayed that way. Like, stayed the same. Teen Gohan. I'm gonna say buffed. I'm gonna say buffed for Teen Gohan because I think his changes are really good. Really, really good. Like, because the one thing that always held Teen Gohan back was that his combos would randomly drop. Like, he had really ugly like confirms and like weird confirms, but them making his confirms even better and then giving him more air options in general, I think is really, really good for him. I think it's like exactly what he needed, because he's always been really good, but he just had like some weird things about him, and I feel like these changes really ironed him out. So it's like you can play him better now and more confidently. He's just overall, he's definitely just better than he was before the patch, for sure. Goku Black, definitely buffed as well. Like, his changes, I think, just make him even stronger than he already was. Specifically his 5S change. I think his 5S change is really, really good. But if that wasn't good enough, his 2M. Him having an even faster 2M that reaches even further, yeah, that, man, it's just funny because, like, he just used to be such a, like, down bad character, and, like, those days are just so far behind where people used to be like, man, Goku Black sucks, man, Goku Black needs help. And just, it's kind of hard to remember those days now because he's so good. Like, he's just ridiculously good. GT, I'm gonna say broke even, because he too got nerfed in the sense that his reverse Kamehameha, you know, got taken away, but everything else about him basically stayed the same. Like, his buffs were pretty decent. Some of them are weird though, like the passing through you with the Kamehameha is weird. I don't know if has anybody found out a way to use that yet? I don't think so. But despite the fact that, like, he did receive a nerf, I don't think it really hurt him at all. Goku Blue, I feel like he kind of stayed the same. We might need more time on him. I mean, his 2S is kind of crazy. Like, the way it, like, teleports. I haven't really seen anybody using it yet. And then his auto combo, like, being faster. I mean, those changes, I think in the future, maybe they might lead to something. But for now, I feel like he stayed the same. It's like, I mean, he is what he is. He gets in, and then he opens you up. And if he hits you, he deletes you. And, like, that's the character that he is. And he's kind of hard to zone. And it's like, I feel like that has remained intact. Like, nothing really changed about that. Like, the buff to his A assist is good though. They buffed his A assist, but yeah, I feel like, because when I look at him and then the characters up here, I just think these characters improved a lot more than he did. I just can't really put him up here with these characters. But on the other hand, this guy, man, they really want their protagonist to be good, huh? Like, I feel like the universal changes were really good for him, and then his buffs were pretty amazing, especially that cross-up teleport punch, dude. I keep forgetting that he has that, and that move is hard to 2H. It's like, if you 2H too early, you get smoked. Like, you literally get smoked. It's like you have to wait. If you see him disappear and then try to 2H, you get hit. So it's like, that's just kind of crazy. But man, yeah, like, I just feel like SSJ, he just gets better every single patch. It's kind of funny. They just had that one patch where they shot him in the leg and everybody got mad. And then after that, they're just like, nah, we need to keep buffing this man. We need to buff this man or else. I like to see it though. I like seeing SSJ up there. He deserves to be really good. UI, man, this is another one. UI, this is a character that people wanted to see buffed for a long time, and I think his buffs are good. I feel like his buffs are good. I think his best and most underrated buff is the 6H. The fact that 6H has like way less recovery on it, so you can just like fish for 6Hs, I think is insane. And then 2S having more hit stun is really, really good too, because that's always been a great move, but they recover so fast. Like that being able to do that. LL cross up is hilarious. And then, yeah, full screen 5H is like so funny. Like, just lunging at you from full screen with a 5H is just so funny. It's so funny looking. Like, I swear his combos look like mod combos. Like they don't look official. Like they don't look like something from an official game. They look like mod combos, but I respect it. It's like, it's a character that people wanted to be a little bit stronger, and I do think that he's really benefited. Base Goku. I'm gonna say basically stayed the same. I like that he has the command grab, the 18 frame command grab, and then Kaioken being frame 4 is also really, really, really good and really cheap. But I feel like you're still gonna basically play him the same. Just like everybody else in this category, I feel like you're still gonna play him the same, and I feel like that's fine. Because he is what he is. He's damage man. He's anchor damage man. It's just like, if he's an anchor, you really have to be careful. You know? You have to be really careful because he will delete you, like off one hit. Man will literally delete you. Gotenks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Gotenks lost, man. I don't think he's bad or anything, but they did kind of shoot this man for the first time ever. This is the first time he ever got shot. He's been gliding under the radar for years, literally. For years. And like, yeah, they finally shot him. No more EX punch, I think, is a pretty huge nerf. That is a massive change to his playstyle. So you can no longer do like, you know, Beyblade into EX punches is dead. So it's just like, I still think he'll be good. Like, time will tell. I still think he'll be a good character. Like, I don't think this means he's in the dumpster, but he definitely is not as strong as he was before the patch. Before the patch, he was still like arguably like a, you know, like a top 5 character like he's always been. But now I think he's been like normalized. Not having that punch is crazy. That's actually crazy. Hit. Hit, I think I'm gonna say broke even. Because I know people are big mad about his corner loop being gone, but I think his buffs are really good, especially him getting his meter back. Getting his meter back and then getting that OTG are both amazing. I'm kind of tempted to put him in buff, to be honest with you. Because him having an OTG is insane. And then he has his meter back. So I'm kind of tempted to put him in buff, to be honest with you. Because he's got the lab coat OTG, where it's like, it's not like Cooler, where it's kind of like a fake OTG where you have to set it up with like assists and stuff. His is like, just do it. You just do it whenever you want. Basic B&B into OTG whenever you want. Like no setup required. Yeah, I'm gonna say buffed. I'm saying buff for Hit. He's definitely buffed for sure. Janembro. Sheesh. Huge winner, dude. Huge winner. This character, oh my god. This is like a potentially may take over the meta type character now. Got his meter back. His JS and 5S got buffed, which is insane. A assist got buffed, which is insane. And then he may be the biggest benefactor of the universal SH changes. He can do JS into J2H, which is I don't think that they even thought that through, dude. That is so broken. That is so broken that he can do this. So if a Janemba is just running away from you and doing JS, you can no longer super dash at them because you're just gonna die. because his J2H is still invul. So he can do J2H, J2S, J2H. Before, at least he had to teleport. If he did JS, he had to teleport if you super dashed at him to save himself. But now he can just kill you, which is crazy. Yeah, that man is a massive, massive winner, dude. Massive winner. It's, man, I'm afraid of the Janemba future. This guy, I'm gonna say broke even. It's like he got some nerfs, but they definitely went easy on him. They didn't go too crazy on him. Like, he got to keep his identity as a stagger god and a damage monster. You know, he gets to keep those things. It's just, he's not deleting you off of everything now. And then he did get some buffs on top of that. Like, he got the dreidel buff. Like, he just turns into a spin top, you know, turns into a Beyblade. Got the Beyblade buff. So he got some buffs on top of, like, getting slap on the wrist nerfs. So yeah, I feel like this guy, I would definitely put him in the broke even category. Kefla, I mean, this one's obvious. I mean, Kefla, she was already like a super top tier character, like, you know, pressure monstrosity, and they just buffed her. Because of the SH changes, her staggers are even scarier. And then she got a bunch of new stuff, like the dash cancels. And then she got EX Fireball being projectile invul. And then her assist, you can angle it upwards. Yeah, nah, Kefla's a problem, man. You gotta really watch out for her, man. She is a massive, massive problem. I heard the French are like in love with her, that like they're huge believers in her, and I don't blame them. Yeah, projectile immune projectile. Make it make sense. Kid Buu. According to everyone, he stayed the same. Like, I've talked to a lot of people that play Kid Buu, and everybody says that his changes just didn't really amount to that much, so he basically is still just like the same character. So I'm gonna put him in this category with everybody else, that he just still basically plays the same. Like, I guess the stuff that he got just didn't change his game plan that much. He's just still doing what he was doing. Krill, man, my God. Man, I mean, what even needs to be said? Senzu Bean. That's pretty much all. I'm just like with Ginyu, I'm gonna just wrap this one up quick. Senzu Bean. Senzu Bean giving meter, and then Kienzan costing half a bar. I mean, that's it, bro. Krillin might be the best support character in the entire game now. Like, he might be the #1 support character. The fact that his A assist is the rocks, which is already a broken assist, but now if you actually do the Senzu, a Senzu gives you 1 full bar of meter. And you can even, like, you can do it during a super. Like, you can do a super and then call Krillin to give you a Senzu and get your meter back that you just spent on the super. Man he's unchained. I think Krillin might be the best support character in the entire game. Majin Buu. This is one that I know a lot of people wanted to see. Definitely buffed. He got a lot of little buffs. I think like the 2 biggest ones for him is 2S being jump cancelable. That's huge for his combo routing. And then the fat throw. Fat throw being able to, first of all, you can angle it to be like an OTG basically, which is amazing. And then fat throw as an assist gives everyone in the game reset. So now, because that was one of the biggest problems with Majin Buu, is that he was always good, but his team utility was like pretty low. Now his team utility is through the roof, because if you have a character that you want to set up resets with, you can just go to Majin Buu and just put him on your team now. So it's like, he himself is good at resets, and then you can make any character in the game good at resets, which is crazy. That's insane utility right there, to give every character in the game reset potential. That's a huge buff. Huge. Roshi is definitely buffed. He's another one who, he got a lot of changes, like a lot of like minor changes, but like a couple of other characters kind of like cooler. Him just being free to use his buttons however he wants is massive for him. Like the fact that he can stagger so freely now, and he's not locked behind like, oh, you have to do this move and this move and this move, is massive. And then also they buffed a lot of like little things about him too. So yeah, Roshi I think is, again, I think it's like the best he's ever been. I mean, other than when he was broken and he had that A assist, but I still say back then people weren't using Roshi, they were just using the assist like it was Marvel vs. Capcom. Now it's like Roshi is an amazing character. Like when he's on the screen, he's ridiculous. Nappa, I gotta go big winner, dude. I gotta go big winner on Nappa due to the fact that the entire community was saying that he needs to be nerfed and nothing happened to him. In fact, he got buffed. The whole community was like, nah, Cyberman's gotta go. Cyberman's ridiculous, and the Arxis is just like, nah, it's fine. So that to, in my book, that's a big winner right there. Like, and he got buffed on top of that. On top of getting 0 nerfs, he actually got buffs too. Like, man, that's insane, dude. Like, yeah. Him not getting anything, like him not getting any nerfs is just so, it's just funny when you look at his, you look at his portrait, it just looks like his smile just says, I know I got away with murder. Even Nappa mains wanted him nerfed. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Like, yeah, Nappa, sheesh. Piccolo, man, I think I gotta go big winner on Piccolo, dude. I think the reset is worthy of big winner, because fellas were pretty down bad on Piccolo. He was considered like not really worth picking, but him having his own reset on top of his 236S cancels, I think really like puts him up there. I think he's a massive winner, because he has a much bigger identity now. Because before, even though like his neutral was terrible, if you active tag him in, he got so much. But the fact that he has a reset now and he got all those other buffs, I feel like he's a big winner. Baby, you already know. Baby was already good and he got buffed. That's really all I need to say. Baby did not need to be buffed, but he got buffed. And that's pretty much it. He got buffed for no reason. I feel like after he got the 2L buff, he never needed anything ever again. But they just went ahead and said, nah, here you go. His biggest buff is just the universal changes, like the universal change to H and S. The fact that he can do 6S and continue his block string is like the biggest buff you could have ever imagined. And I don't think even they realized it. I don't think even they realized what they were doing when they gave him that. That his 6S literally lets him continue his pressure now on block, when before all you could do after it was 2-1-4. And he gets a level 3 mix-up now. Crazy. Tenshinhan, yeah, I mean, my God. His changes, just like, man. His changes, like, I mean, to be fair, he didn't need anything. Like, it's just like, because keep in mind, stayed the same is not, this is not bad. I would say the only category that's bad is loss, but it's like, he just didn't need anything. It's just that, like, I mean, he just didn't get anything because he didn't need it. but it is kind of boring. Like if you don't get anything in a patch, it makes people less likely to want to like pick you up, because like you're still playing the same way. And Tenjinon is like literally like vanilla bread. You know, he's like plain white bread. There's just nothing going on with him. But like all he really got was that he can do his ki blast twice, and it's like, okay. But again, I want to preface that with saying he didn't need anything, because if he would have got anything, he would be up here. You know, if he would have got any significant change, he would be up here, but he got nothing. Like, I wish Baby was here, because he didn't need anything, but you know, sometimes it's good for characters to not get anything, because then they can become broken. Oh man, this guy. Good Lord. Good Lord, man. This character, mega buffed. I mean, they literally, I don't want to take a bunch of time to like just go down the list, but they buffed everything. They buffed every aspect of him. His flips, his ki blasts, his projectiles, his level 3. Like they were just like, all right, you know, enough's enough. You know, it's just like, I don't know what to say. They gave him everything. Like, I think he's one of the most buffed characters ever. Oh yeah, full screen 2M. Jesus. That 3M goes full screen. Like, yeah, it's like some of the most buffs I've ever seen. Crazy. Blue Vegeta, man. He's lucky, dude. He's lucky. This dude's lucky, bro. Like, I don't know how. I almost want to put him up here because he didn't get nerfed. Like, this is ridiculous. How did this guy stay the same? Oh, dude. It's crazy, dude. I for sure thought that he was gonna get shot in some way. But like, they didn't, dude. They didn't do anything to this man. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Blue Vegeta remains. 4 more years of Blue Vegeta. Now this one I'm kind of torn. I kind of want to say Big Winner too. I'm kind of torn between Big Winner and just buff. Because his new route. Nah, I'm gonna say Big Winner. That new route is so stupid. Like, I'm not mad at him, but it is so stupid that he can do rapid fire, rocket kick, rapid fire, rocket kick. Like, why? Like, it's just like, my God, dude, that's just crazy. It's like, he was already one of the biggest, like, meter building characters in the whole game, like top 3 meter building characters, but now it's like, I would have to really see the numbers on who builds the most meter now, because like 17 SSJ, Baby, and S Broly, I would like to see the numbers on, like, when they do a basic B&B, who builds the most. I think it's gonna fall somewhere, but I mean, Super Buddy's probably number 1, but it's probably somewhere between Baby and SSJ. Because him being able to do multiple rapid fires like that in one route is just insane. Base Vegeta, I would definitely say stayed the same. It's like the bouncing Mario Party Fireball is like, that's cool, and then Faster 5S is cool, but I still feel like you're just gonna play him exactly the same as you were before. I don't feel like he really changed that much. Granted, I feel like he's already really good. And again, I don't feel like he doesn't need that much anyway. But yeah, I feel like you're basically playing them the same way. Oh man, this is the only one that depresses me. This is the only one. This is like the only character in the patch that's like depressing to me, is that how much they buffed Vegito. Like, I'm fine with everything else except for Vegito. That's like the only one where I'm just like, man, I don't know about this, Chief. I don't think you should have did this. That 6S and that command grab, I just don't think he needed it, man. I really don't think he needed it. Especially not the 6S. I think the 6S is like... The 6S I think is absurd. And then the EX grab into 6S is just like, my God. My God. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And they gave him meter back. He got meter back and he got that 6S. And that 6S does so much. And that command grab does so much. Yeah, like... Oh, and he can super dash off of split finger shot, which is absurd. So yeah, he feasted, man. Man, that's a hard pill to swallow, I'm not gonna lie to you. A world where Vegito got buffed is a, like, cause I'm still a patch enjoyer, but that's just the main one where I'm just like, huh? That 6S, dude, like, delete that 6S. He can have his meter back, I guess, but delete that 6S, bro. That 6S, that's gotta go, like, ASAP. Videl. Man, I'm kind of torn on this one, too. I think I gotta go big winner on Videl. Her buffs were insane. Her buffs are actually insane. Her auto combo buff, I think, is really crazy. Especially the fact that you can, like, choose it. And then the Saiyan Man buff is ridiculous. Like, stealing people's meter on hit and that minimum damage that it does, it's cracked. And she does benefit from the universal changes, too. The SH change. Just all the way around, I just think, because it's crazy because Videl is already really good and they just buffed the hell out of her. And her 2S buff, I think, is crazy. Yeah, Videl, sheesh. Definitely a big winner. Lord Yamcha, I think this is fair. Yamcha's buffs, I think, are really good. They're definitely what he needed. 5H is hilarious. It's really funny looking. It's really good. His level 1 shenanigans are pretty funny. And then I think, like, that's one of the things that he always needed and they should have never taken away was his level 3 damage. That was a nerf that I never agreed with, was, oh, he can do level 1 into level 3, so we're gonna nerf his level 3 damage. It's like, why? That was his utility as a character. That's what he brings to the table, is like, if you put Yamcha on the end of your team, you get to chunk a bunch of extra damage at the end. That's his unique utility, and they took that away for so long, and I never understood why, but now it's back. So again, like, that's a big thing that, like, you need to look at when you're looking at the characters, is like, not just them individually and how they interact with the game, but how do they interact with teams, you know? When you put these characters on a team, what do they give you? And like everybody up here, if you put this character on your team, you know, you get something insane now that you might not necessarily have gotten before, you know? And then these characters all, you know, they have a good reason to be on your team. And same thing, they might bring something that they didn't bring before. So it's like, I feel like that's an important aspect that you have to look at. Like, what do they bring to a team as a whole? And it's like, man, Yamcha, he brings a lot now, and you really do love to see it. Zamasu. Sadly, I'm gonna have to say broke even on the Zam. I would like to put him in buffed because of the fact that he got his meter back, but I feel like him losing his tick throw is one of the biggest nerfs he's ever gotten. I'm actually pretty sad that his tick throw is gone, because that was his #1 way of like opening people up, was the tick throw and the threat of the tick throw. And it's kind of like now his pressure is just kind of like basic. Like he went from a scary character because he could threaten a command grab at any time that you had an assist, but now he can't do that anymore. Like, it's cool that the lightning, like, but that's the thing, the lightning doesn't even convert better. Like, it does sometimes and other times it doesn't. Like, the fact that the lightning goes, you know, tot tot, like, you know, it goes like the front one and the back one, because of that, combos actually drop sometimes, you know? Sometimes combos drop because of that. So it's kind of like, sadly, the lightning change ended up being more of a nerf than anything, which is kind of sad. I still think he's really good though. He's still really good. Technically, he didn't need anything, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sad that he lost his tick throw. That's upsetting. Gogeta 4. This one's pretty obvious. This man is very much buffed. Like, again, this is a character that was just already good, but now he's just better. He was good before and now he's better. He can do his little 6H twice. His meter penalty's still the same though. You know, he's 25%, so he didn't gain any meter, but yeah, he can do his 6H twice, which is really good. And then his gut punch has less recovery. So like he's basically like, he already kind of was, but now he's really Stagger Man. He was Stagger Man before, but he's major Stagger Man now. Like, if he gets close to you, he's gonna be on your block for a while. You gotta settle in because you're gonna be blocking for a while. And then Lab Coat, yeah, absolutely love to see it. I mean, this one was a long time coming. I still think she's good. Don't get it twisted. I don't think that she's like garbage or anything. It's not like, oh, she's like the worst character in the game, but she definitely is not as good. Like, they nerfed the damage on her spins, deserved. They nerfed her buttons, deserved, you know? So now she just, what she brings to the table is a lot less than before. Before, she was almost like mandatory offline because she countered so much of the cast, and she was just unstoppable on offense and unblockable on offense, but now she's just not as threatening. I heard that you can DP her in between her 5M and 2M, which, if that's true, that's hilarious. If she does 5M, 2M, I heard she can get DP, that there's a gap there. That's crazy. I haven't tested that myself, but that's what I heard. If that's true, that's actually hilarious. But I mean, she just dominated the game for too long, dude. She dominated it for too long. She was running around unchecked for way too long. Like, those buttons should have never been -4, dude. You got multi-hitting buttons -4. You got an 8-frame low that hits twice and it's -4. Hello? Why? Why? But yeah, dog days are over again. I still think she's good. You know, spin is still the spin. I fought a lab coat the other day, and you know, there's still a lot of things that you cannot do against lab coat. You cannot, you know, you can never jump at her. You always have to be careful of the spins. Like, you know, 5S still good, JS still good, Beam still hella fast. She still benefited from the 5H, 5S changes. She still has debuff. You know, don't get it twisted. She's not garbage or anything. It's just that she's not like this all-encompassing, you know, broken character anymore. But yeah, I think that about does it. Let me look this over. I think I'm happy with where everybody's at. Everybody up here just jumped up a lot from where they were, or just got something ridiculous. Everybody up here got something really good. Everybody here, you know, gained and lost, like they lost something and gained something at the same time, and then everybody here is basically the same character that they were before. And then down here, these characters, like, except for Bardock. Bardock is here because he didn't gain what he needed. Most people would agree, I think. But these two, they're just fundamentally not as strong as they were previously. And yeah, that's the list. Overall, I would say this is a really good patch. Like, so few characters stayed the same, and like, look at how many characters improved, man. That's why I'm still a fan of this patch. Like, look at the top 2 rows. Look how many characters either improved or greatly improved. I think that's the sign of a good patch. Like I said, the only character I'm worried about in the future that may become toxic is Vegito. And that's the only one I'm like really worried about. But when you think about who all the, like, well, we don't even know who the top tiers are, but when you think about how many characters are strong in this game, it might not turn into that situation where everyone is just picking him. But I'm afraid of a future where the game becomes blank Vegito 17, because it could become that tomorrow. You know, it could literally become that tomorrow. And like, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of this game becoming blank Vegito 17. Please, God, don't let that be the future. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm hopeful. As of right now, I'm optimistic for the future. We'll see what happens.